Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to our 5th episode of the Kentum playthrough. Today's episode is known as the Casper Gets His Ass Beat by Electricity episode. You'll see why. I died a whole bunch of times in this episode, mostly out of my own hubris, I guess. I was feeling good about my dash and attack ability, and yeah, I wasn't that good at it. And then I thought I had it all figured out, charge attack, hit the thing, I'm good. Nope, didn't figure that out either. So right now I'm researching the next step, which is infusion technology. I want to get the concoctionator, whatever the heck it's called. So that gives us potions. And there's two types of potions that you can craft right now. One that gives you some health in the brewery. That's where you craft your potions. And there's one that gives you regen. I'm partial to the regen because that one takes away, the small improvise takes away some food from you. So I'm like, well, I don't want to be dealing with that. So I'd rather just go ahead and use the small regen potion, because ideally I'm going to take it and go away and get some of my health back and come back to it. Also, somebody told me that the level of the game was really loud on the YouTube videos and my voice was really soft. So I just lowered the volume of the game a little bit in this episode. So if you're watching, please let me know what you think of the changes. I try not to talk too loudly, just so you guys can experience the gameplay and kind of keep a more soothing tone of voice, right, while I'm trying to narrate what's going on or what I'm doing. The next step after I did the potions was, okay, well, I have most of my upgrades already. Really, the next piece is to continue to build out fusion technology and neutralization. Those are the next big steps. I'm not putting any points into infrastructure. I don't care about how my base looks at the moment, so I'm going to not do anything there. I think I messed up because I should have planted barley and started figuring that out, because I got the barley seeds. But instead of doing that, I decided to start growing the hydropod or hydroplant, whatever it's called. And the reason I did that is that one is necessary to start crafting potions. And since I had already crafted the concoctions, I said, well, might as well start making my potions, because I know that regen potions come in really handy. And to have those, it also uses some of the potions to build up to the next part of the tree. So I'm just trying to organize myself better and trying to make sure my stuff is better organized, so it's easier to collect and easier to store, and so on and so forth. But yeah, I've been watching some videos on YouTube and going into Discord, and some folks are way ahead already. They're 20, 25 hours in, and they're getting to some points where I haven't been there yet, which is fine. I'm trying to take my time in playing the game and really enjoying the journey more than anything else, trying not to rush. I'm not in a hurry, unless you guys are, in which case I'll gladly start editing the episodes and making them quicker, but I don't know. I kind of like to show what I'm going through while playing the game, right? And what my thought process is for doing things. So I went ahead and crafted that piece in industrialization. It opens up textiles and portable equipment. Textiles is necessary to craft the next step of my storage, because it gives you access to the cured leather, whatever it is. And portable equipment is actually going to play a big part in the next, in the future, when we keep playing, because what you can do is you can set up these drills at mining sites. You've seen them already at the other episodes. There's plastic ones and uranium ones, and you can just leave it there and it's collecting resources for you, and then you come back and pick it up. So it's really helpful to avoid you having to go out and, for example, collect stone, right? I can just find a stone mining vein and leave the drill there, and it's collecting stone for me, and I don't have to do anything else, which is very handy. So I still haven't done my seed monolith. I guess I should have. I guess I kind of forgot. But the seed monolith part is the next one I want to unlock, because I don't have 500 of any material right now. But I'm too busy making cognitive fluid type A because you need so much of it. Like the next steps in the tree and the crafting tree are they need 10 and they need 12 and those are just high numbers, right? And it just becomes like I said before, it's almost like a little bit of a pinch that you feel in that area, a funnel, if you will, that you have to go through. But once again, my main goal right now is to, every time I go out a little bit, just to collect materials. Might as well pick everything up that I can. There's one of the little bugs I told you about that if it pulls towards you and you stop the suctioning process, the object just continues and launches backwards. So I think this is the first time we've seen the toxic banana. Don't eat the toxic banana. Scan the toxic banana, and you'll be able to cook the toxic banana. I just like saying toxic banana into a dish. I forgot to do that. I kept collecting and picking up the fruit without scanning it, and I was like, why can't I make anything with it? Right. A lot of stuff. Actually, might as well talk about it now because we're not doing anything except collecting things. I read that certain recipes that are needed for cognitive fluid are only unlocked after you scan certain items. So I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to tell you which item, and I'm not going to tell you which recipe, but I am going to tell you that if you're forgetting to scan, you might be missing out, just like I was. I was missing out. I totally spaced on scanning the fruit, toxic banana, and being able to, make the skewer and eat the food, right? So I'm walking around with basically a useless a slot that's just occupied by something I can't do anything with because I'm not going to eat it and kill my health, right? So yeah, that was one of the things I learned. And I gotta keep my wits about me as we continue to play, because I forgot. So we're getting we're 7 minutes in now. So again, I'm doing my little loop, going down to collect things, making sure I'm picking up the animal skins, making sure I'm collecting stuff all over again. I want to make sure I have a nice, healthy stockpile of stuff. And if they go bad, it's not a big deal. And you'll see right now in a little bit why it's not a big deal. I think towards the end of this episode, we'll unlock the hoverboard. And you'll get to see how much faster it is to traverse the world if you're using one of those, which is very, very nice. Yeah, I guess another thing we could talk about right now is automation in general. I think I'm not doing a very good job of automating everything I could have been at this point. So I think I need to sit down and just figure out how I can make this process of developing cognitive fluid type A and B more streamlined using those hooks and stuff, just to make it so that it's picking the fruit, putting it in the thing. And right now I play a lot of Terraria, like maybe I have like 2,000 hours in Terraria. And usually I try to put stuff, like when you put your farm, you put it all in one place. But Terraria doesn't have automation. Well, I guess it could. It could if you use. No, okay, so I'm wrong. Yeah, Terraria does have automation. That's true. You can wire stuff together and you can transport stuff using hoiks from one end to the other, but it's not true automation in the sense like this game has it, right? This game has it built in and you can do a lot of stuff with it. In Terraria, you have to use the hoiks to move stuff from one area to the next, which is not the same thing. Anyway, I need to do a better job of automation. So that means that stuff has to be placed in your base so that it makes sense so that automation can take place, right? So what I mean by that is, for example, the coffee plants. I should place the machines I need close to the coffee plants with the mechanical arms at the same areas in a way that it's going to allow me to collect the coffee plants, put them in the blender, put them in the other machine and do that. So I have to figure all that piece out. It's not going to take me too long. I don't think I've really sat down and thought about it yet. So anyway, I think the fun starts from here on out. So you really should try to learn from my mistakes. So what were my mistakes? I think I just let myself get carried away, like I said, with the way that you can dash and attack. I kind of got the feeling that I was getting really good at dashing, attacking, and then dashing away. That's what I like to tell myself. At least I think that's what I told myself prior to heading down into the depths. Unfortunately, the reality of the situation was that it's pretty hard to defeat the boss right now unless you got really good at dodging and strong attack. So you'll see right now. I'll walk you through it once we get there and what the boss looks like and what you have to do, because I did run into it, which is now why I came to the conclusion that maybe you have to unlock the monolith thing first and then the boss starts appearing. That's where it all came from, because now it appeared. I was like, oh, okay, cool, boss. So just to kind of give you an introduction to it, it's a fairly large stone creature. It has a center, a juicy center. Now it has a center that has like a core, and that core generates electricity and then shoots it at you in a lightning. That was so dumb of me. I'm telling you, sometimes it shoots a straight lightning arc at you, but it doesn't go through walls, so you can block it using a wall. The problem is it also generates floating enemies that you've already seen me defeat before. And the other problem is that it generates them and there's already some floating around, so you have 3 of them converging on you and lasers being shot at you. And if you remember, the enemies, if you get close to them, they discharge electricity in an area around them. There's that lightning attack, super fun. Difficult to avoid. The good news is there's audio cues for it, so as long as you're like keeping an ear out for it, you'll know that it's time to dodge. It'll also give you an audio cue when it's going to do when it generates the little floaty thingy. So you can see there, I did a pretty good job of taking it down a little bit, but there comes one of these floating thingies, and it's gonna make another floating thingy. Oh no, what do I do? If I get close to that one, it discharges. If I get close to that one, it discharges. So
next clone standing by.
Stuck is what I was.
You are getting wrecked out there.
Isn't dying punishment enough? I have to listen to you mocking.
No. And yes.
Hey, where's my stuff?
Where you last left it.
Oh, I'll go get it then.
So yeah, you can go pick up the stuff that you dropped. Similar to, again, I bring up Terraria just because I play a lot of it, but in one of the modes of Terraria, you lose items upon death, you can go pick them up. Same thing here, you can go pick them up. However, as I've already stated before in another video, you lose like 80% of your stuff is gone. You can also pick up pieces of your dead body. I haven't found a use for that yet, but you can also do that. Now, here's where maybe I should have done something different. I knew already that I would lose a lot of my items going down there, but I'm stubborn. I'm a stubborn person by default. So I said, I'm going to go kill the boss, and I'm going to go grab the stuff that I dropped. Even though I know I'm going to lose 80% of it, I still decided I was going to go do that. And you can see there's no shortage of stuff I could grab. Like at this point, this is what I was grabbing. I was grabbing slime, I was grabbing rocks, I was grabbing twigs, I was grabbing the glands. I could just grab them and leave. I really didn't have to go put myself through this again. That's the second form of the enemy. That one's different. That one shoots the lightning down like that, versus shooting it in an area around it. Personally, those are easier, at least for me, to handle than the ones that do the area around them, because the ones with the area around them, if you dash into them, they do it, and then you're kind of stuck and you get hit and you get 30 points of damage. So yeah, I think the lesson to learn here is if you're gonna come face this boss, don't pick anything up. Come in with 2 or 3 potions. Oh, this happened, right? Look at that. 4 of these things surrounding me. Can't go past it. Oh yeah, I can. But you can see how if you don't dodge properly, you're gonna get whooped. That's why I got all like confident. You saw me hit and dash away at the same time. I thought that was. I'm like, I'm done. I'm good. You know, just keep doing that, and I won't have any problems. And I was like, I found my pack, but look at that, lost everything. I was like, why am I picking stuff up? I got the potion, I guess. Yay! And then picked up that fibrous tissue. But what I really should have done is right here is I should have just hauled my ass back home and deposited the stuff I had found. But I said, no, I'll keep going and I'll definitely beat the boss this time.
Health compromised.
Or, you know, I'll run into a random enemy and just lose all my health and get killed again. Man, dude. Talk about being a moron. Seriously, dude. I think I was just tired. It's been a long day and I had a lot of stuff to do at work and stuff, and I usually try to play afterwards and just unwind a little bit, and I was to the point where I was extra stubborn. I said, no, I'm gonna do this. You can't stop me. And so again, I shouldn't have done that, but I did. Whatever. I can blame myself all I want. But the good news is that, like I said, that most of the stuff that I dropped, I can always just pick up again. I don't know why I get it in my head that I can do something. Now at this point, I'm like, I'm going to make potions, and I'm going to go kill these things, and I'm going to be amazing. In Spanish, we would say me aferré, which just means I dug my claws in, and I was like, I'm going to do this no matter what. And I think after I died the last time, I just rage quit. I said, you know what? I need to put this down and calm down, because I think I'm just going to keep throwing bodies. I'm going to keep throwing Kens at the problem and not getting anywhere. I did take a small break from dying repeatedly to say, all right, let's try something different here. And I said, okay, well, what can we do? Well, how about we unlock the next step of our crafting? And so I said, okay, well, we can do 2 things, right? We can unlock the next piece of crafting, and that'll, you know, do the cloth stuff and try to figure that out right now. That's when I talked about that sometimes the materials spawn in weird locations. That's exactly what I meant right there. So that's what I did. I decided I wasn't gonna, you know, just completely go over and over into that same area and get killed. But I need to go and collect all the materials I need for what I wanted, and I went to go do that. Did a little farming loop. You don't have to watch this if you don't want to, I guess. But it's good of you guys to be remembered right now that I died, and then when I died, you saw how much my food dropped, right? To half, approximately. That's where I've used the most food, is dying and then coming back up. And it's like, oh crap, your food's at 50%, and now you have to eat something, or else you're gonna start having problems in a little bit once you perform your actions. So that's where the food comes in useful, not so much when you're traversing around. And again, I was all about those twigs right now. I was on it. I was the twig master. I wanted to make sure I picked up as many as I could. Going back home, just because I said before, charcoal and food is important. I think I also started having the trouble with sticky keys, if I'm not mistaken, towards the end of this episode. And that's when I decided I was going to stop. I was going to switch over to controller, because it was driving me bananas. I think that's one of the reasons I rage quit the second time around, because the sticky key got in my way again, and I couldn't do what I wanted to do, and I just wasn't killing the boss, or I kept dying in that area. And then I took a break, and then that was good that I took the break, because next time I played, I had a different mindset. I said, okay, I really gotta make sure I keep progressing the game and not get too hung up on beating the boss, specifically because the boss isn't even required right now to be beat at all. Like, nobody's telling me I have to. Cured leather, that's what I need. Nobody's telling me that I have to. It's just my own freaking craziness. So I need compost. You guys saw there. And guess what? I got 10 fluids. I got my ingots. I have textiles I can do, but I wanted compost. And the reason I wanted compost was because I wanted to unlock the next part of it. I didn't want to do portable equipment yet. Blending tech is still a long ways away. So I said, perfect. I'll do composter. Once I do compost, because I had that spoiled meat from before, remember? So I said, I'll do composter. I'll unlock my hoverboard. That'll give me some more mobility, so that when I do go back to the place where I died, I can go back quickly and die again. And that was literally what I did. I made compost out of the spoiled meat, which I knew I had. There's my compost. Perfect. I got 2. I can go and craft my my next piece, which is the hoverboard. No, not there. Yeah, there you go. Like, I can go craft the hoverboard. Voila! I got a hoverboard. The Rocco. Yep. You go zoom. Go brr. And you use compost as fuel to. There you go. That's what it looks like. Gets you anywhere you want to go in a jiffy. It's actually pretty cool. I like it. So I would totally recommend you guys do that after kind of what you've been seeing with me be doing. What I don't recommend is you guys using that hoverboard to go straight back to the same area you had died 2 times previously before and attempt to once again fight monsters when you don't have enough health. I should be upgrading my health. I haven't done that yet, so poo on me. And I should have. The shield doesn't do anything, so don't do that. There's a staff shield, but it doesn't work against electric attacks, so it's basically useless in that area. I kept dying, but definitely more health would help. And I think I learned my lesson a little bit this time around. I said, yeah, I'm not gonna go down there with a pack full of anything. I'm just gonna go with an empty pack, because I'm going down there to pick up all the stuff. And there I go, zooming away. It's such a cool little animation that you get there. So go under. I think I do better this time around. Dude, I can't. I'm watching myself replay this, right? I'm commenting on it, and I get upset at myself because I can't help myself to pick up all the shit along the way. And I'm like, God damn it, dude. Like, why am I picking stuff that I already know I could potentially drop, right? I guess it's the power of positive thinking. If I pick up all these items, I'll be fine, and I'll be able to go back. You seeing all these flashes of light? That's because there's lightning in the damn area. Being shot at by the thing, and those creatures. They hurt you if you stepped on them. I'm pretty sure I said it before. So there it is. Shooting electricity at me. And once again, I say, okay. So what I attempted to do here is I attempted to kite it. So I have it follow me. And then I figure I can attack it. And that thing has a range. You just saw that, right? It's not infinite. It doesn't go across, but it does hit me there. It's not infinite, the range. So I sat down. I said, I'll take a potion. Right? Regenerate my health slowly. I'm in no rush. Let's make sure the boss gets all the way to where I am. Make sure I can hit it and dash away and hide behind the little, be patient. Basically is what I was telling myself. Be patient. Make sure not to do something stupid. And try to go be overzealous and try to smash everything. And I couldn't help myself to try to collect stuff, even though I knew the boss was there, and that also, just did me in. And there's another one of these things was coming, and instead of just being patient, and yep, I did that again. Oh my god. I think it's this boss is a game of patience, but you can't wait forever, because if you wait forever, it starts spawning those things again. If it starts spawning those things again, then you're back to where you started. Thing is, if you're noticing something, I noticed this afterwards. The boss can't follow me where I was. It can't. And there's the beep. You hear it? There's the beep. Sticky keys broken. I couldn't dash, and I died. And I said, screw this. I got so upset. So anyway, hope you learned something. Don't use sticky keys. I'll see you guys on the next episode. We'll be going into episode 6, and where things get a little bit better. I start using my controller, and I'm not as upset as I am after this episode. And we'll be unlocking more things, all right? So I hope you're having a blast. I'm loving Kentum, and I'll see you on the next one.